Hello and a very festive welcome to the Accessible Leeds Christmas show. I am your host, Nathan Popple. www.accessibleleeds.com is a website which informs people with disabilities where the best and worst places for accessibility are in the city of Leeds. I started the website a couple of years ago after not being able to access a bowling alley in Leeds because of the steep stairs. This podcast is to look at some of these issues in greater detail and gives listeners the opportunity to have their say as well, and to ask big questions. Christmas 2013 is very nearly here and I am very excited. It has been a wonderful year for Accessible Leeds as its profile has been more widely recognized in the world of campaigning for disability rights. I am already looking forward to 2014 and the exciting new challenges that will come my way. It is now time for me to ask you the big question.
The big question!
If you could have a wish granted to improve one particular accessibility problem in Leeds, what would it be? So, if you could pick one accessibility problem in Leeds to be solved, what would it be? It could be a particular place or perhaps a transport issue. Please let me know your wish by contacting me on Twitter at AccessibleLeeds or on Facebook.com/AccessibleLeeds. In January I will tell you my top choice. Who knows, we might be able to campaign for it. We finally have a winner for our game Shop or Drop.
Shop or Drop!
Dom Kitchen from Leeds is the winner of Shop or Drop, who correctly identified Miss Chocolate as the shop that I made up from the list of 10 Leeds shops. Well done to anyone else who guessed correctly. Well done, Dom. It's now that time of the show for the big talk.
The big talk!
Last month I asked you to let me know about accessible green spaces in Leeds. Which are the best and which are not as good as they should be. I have only had a couple of responses for this show, but would still be interested in hearing more of these for the future if anyone can add to this. John from Headingley emailed me to say that his favorite accessible green space is Golden Acre Park in Bramhope. He said that it is easily accessible by car or by the X84 Otley and Ilkley buses running from Leeds city centre through Headingley. There are accessible car parking spaces and the pathways around the lake and gardens have been greatly improved in recent years so it is more accessible in the muddier winter months. John also said that Roundhay Park in Leeds is also good for accessibility for similar reasons, however is quite hilly in some parts and can be more difficult for manual wheelchairs. I also received a message on Facebook from Sasha who mentioned Carmanor Fields in the Meanwood area of Leeds. She says that Leeds City Council have recently put up bollards in the entranceway and raised mounds of grass to prevent travelling communities from entering and setting up camp, as they have done before. Unfortunately this means that she now has accessibility problems entering the fields with her child who has special needs. Thank you John and Sasha for your contributions. If anyone else has any green space accessibility mentions then please contact me on Twitter at AccessibleLeeds or on Facebook.com/AccessibleLeeds. I am really looking forward to Christmas and catching up with my family and friends. Most of you listening to this podcast will also be looking forward to that part of Christmas. Unfortunately not everybody is lucky enough to have family or friends at Christmas time, so I would like to mention a wonderful scheme that I am involved with, called Lonely at Christmas. Lonely at Christmas was set up for those people who are reluctantly on their own. Christmas can be a time when that loneliness is felt more keenly and a season meant for joy becomes one of despair. So, right here in West Yorkshire, we aim to get people together. If you have room at your table for one more on Christmas Day or if you are someone who will be alone and does not want to be, then contact us and we will see what we can do. The contact email address for Lonely at Christmas is lonelyatchristmas@gmail.com. I will repeat that. lonelyatchristmas@gmail.com. Thank you very much. I would to finish this podcast by wishing everybody a very Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. Thank you all for joining me, and I hope that you will join me for more Accessible Leeds shows in 2014.